Alrighty, so here we go. We continue with our martial arts library. So this is a very old book, Jiu Jitsu, The Barnes Sports Library by Frederick P. Lowell. What year was this written? This was written in, here's the rest of the Barnes sport. There's archery, bait casting, baseball, useful. Soccer and for girls, softball for girls. That must be a different book apparently. Jiu Jitsu. This was written in 1942. Nice. Look at all this stuff there is to learn. I wish I knew some Jiu Jitsu. The origin of Jiu Jitsu, translated roughly as the soft or gentle art, is usually attributed to the Japanese, as it was from Japan that it was introduced to America, and for a long time the Japanese have been its chief exponents. Going back in history, however, one learns that this art of unarmed self-defense originated in China, although it is sometimes claimed that its origin was India, and that the Chinese learned it from the Hindus. I like how they put the Chinese, the Hindus, the Japanese. I think that's something they did back in the 40s. However, that may be, we know, that long before even such weapons as the spear and the arrow were in use, primitive man defended himself as best he could by the use of his arms and fists, his legs and body, and his powerful teeth. Through the millenniums, his tactics have been refined until now we have Jiu Jitsu, the art of self-defense practiced by civilized man. That's nice. That's nice. Anyway, the outstanding advantage of Jiu Jitsu is that it enables an unarmed man to defend himself against someone who is physically stronger, or even against someone who is armed, his technical skill making it possible for him to disable his opponent without injuring him fatally. There you go. The mastery of Jiu Jitsu, as outlined in this book, will be no assurance that you will always conquer your adversary. While physical strength, even though untrained, the muscles of steel are advantageous. Of far more importance is presence of mind to gain the best advantage over someone stronger than you. Quick thinking, self-assurance, and flexibility are the paramount essentials. A single blow on a vital spot can disable an aggressor. A grasp on a vital nerve can paralyze him. For this reason, anyone planning to learn Jiu Jitsu should thoroughly familiarize himself with the anatomy of the body so that in training or in practicing it as a sport, he will not injure his partner through ignorance. I wonder what that means. It sort of means make sure you know where the person's testicles are and make sure you know where their eyes are. Basically, once you know about testicles and eyes, and maybe, don't do a spinning heel kick into their temple. Anyway, whatever. In practicing the grasp, the beginner soon discovers that the gentle art is not so gentle after all, but when he realizes the value of the grasp and has mastered it, his first pains will be submerged in the satisfaction of his heightened self-assurance. Fantastic. Rather than just bore you to tears with that, there's more of it, but whatever. Jiu Jitsu. This was 1942. There's some interesting pictures in here. Here's a guy doing a push-up. Here he is doing whatever you want to call that, stretching. That's a useful stretch, actually. You have to have very flexible. Yep, these are all stretches that I've done with relative, sometimes success, sometimes not so much. Here he is doing looks like he's doing a break fall there. He is crawling along the ground in this one. Doing a back fall. Yep. One arm clasped. Should an aggressor seize your arm with both hands, it requires very little effort to break his hold. Yeah, he's doing the thing that we all do. Where the guy grabs it, you reach to the middle, and then you peel it back. Yep, we all know that one. Two hands, reach to the middle, grab your own hand, and just peel it away. Right? Here's another one. What's this? Mm-hmm. Oh, you're bending his arms and making his two hands fold against one another or whatever. He's arm locking himself. Both hands clasped. Yeah. Surprise your opponent by suddenly jerking your fists in the opposite direction, twirling your forearms over and upward with so quick a movement that his hold will be broken. Yeah. That's just basically going against his thumbs. And here it is. He's grabbing your hands in this weird way that no one would ever dress like this, and no one would ever grab your wrists that way with their thumbs down. But if they do, just there you go. And then compliment him on his fine sense of fashion. I like how he's wearing like shorts and what appears to be dress shoes, you know, and a Sambo jacket with like super short sleeves. Whatever. I guess in the 40s people just wore that kind of stuff. Here's a bear hug from behind. And you just twist to the ground and then arm lock him. Another bear hug from behind. This is the one that you see all over the place. Bend over and grab his leg, and then he's twisting his foot. Before he can rise, step on his foot. Oh, look at that. Step on his foot and ankle and grasp the other foot by the arch or by the heel and toe and raise it off the floor. Twist his foot outward and a fractured ankle will result. Jesus. Someone comes up, what if he's giving the Heimlich maneuver? You're choking on a hot dog and you're like, damn it, that was my favorite hot dog. That would be very rude. Here he is, the clasp from the front. Looks like he's over your arms. You can just go tilting him to the ground. To loosen your opponent's grasp, press your right fist to his stomach. And your left hand against his right shoulder blade. This gives you a firm stance for your next move, which is slip your right foot back of his left foot until your heel touches his squarely. So you, kind of do an ouchi. With a quick, powerful shove, push his foot forward and upward. He's just given you a hug. Whatever. There's your hug defense. Here he's hugging you from the front under the arms. Look at this. Good Lord. You jump up on the guy, jump high on his body, at the same time straddling him and bringing your legs around until they are back at his knees. Bend your elbow against the edge of your hand is against his larynx. Steady pressure against the back of his head, against the back of his knees and his larynx will break his hold. So he hugs you from under the arms, you jump and chop him in the throat and then fold him. This larynx pressure usually cuts off his breath completely, causing him to fall on his back unconscious. My God. Here's another one where he grabs you under the arms and you grab his face. Here's one where you pressure applied to both thumbs to the nerves of his neck. Here he is grabbing you from behind around the neck, and you grab his fingers. Even if you are fast losing consciousness, it is possible for you to grab his little finger of each hand and force it backward and sideways, sprawled away from the other fingers, see? I don't know if he's going to be able to choke you unconscious from there. He's kind of like doing the Darth Vader choke from behind. For a book that's talking about understanding anatomy, that doesn't seem to be... He'd have to get a good... Whatever. Oh, look, you're still breaking his fingers. Here's another throat clasp from behind. Oh, look, you're throwing him over the front. Still holding his wrists, pull his arms quickly over your shoulders and bend forward from the hips. His pain will be intense, and if the wrists are held firmly, both arms will be broken as he is thrown forward and downward, landing on his head. Jesus. Take that, dude. Here he is again, choking you from behind. I don't know if the choking people from behind thing is really... It's more, rear naked. This is not an effective whatever. You elbow him. Stooping quickly, administer an elbow blow to the vicinity of his kidney. Caution, because of the deadly effect of such a blow on the kidney, the utmost care must be used while practicing it in training. I don't know if you're going to kill a guy with that, but what do I know? Maybe, Probably not, though. Here he's grabbing you around the neck from the... At least now he's choking you from the front. Okay, great. Now he's realized where your throat is. He's stopped choking you from behind. He's like, this isn't working. I'm going to choke you from the front. And you go back to grabbing his fingers. Reach up over your shoulders and grab each hand, any one of his fingers. Why don't you just kick him in the nuts? This is not getting, whatever. Whatever. And then you press them backwards and clamp will be loosened. How does he, while continuing to press his fingers backward, force one of his arms over his head, thus turning his body until his back is towards you? Should he resist, he would have fractured fingers and dislocated shoulder. To throw him, press your leg against the back of his knee, and it will not be difficult. Here he is choking you from the front again, doing the old swivel thing. Press strongly downward with your left arm and hold his right arm firmly in your chest. Fine. Oh, the one-hand choke. Whack-a-gatame! I've done that enough. Here he is kind of in a headlock. Oh, look at this. To release yourself from the strangling sweatbox. Jesus, that's quite a name, eh? Call up your friend and be like, hey, what are you doing tonight? Well, I'm visiting a place called the Strangling Sweatbox. You want to come? No, I do not. Strangling Sweatbox. Jesus. Oh, you reach over the top and behind his knee, and then you tilt him over, and then, good Lord, look at that. Take that for putting me in the Strangling Sweatbox. And here he is, has you kind of in a guillotine. If the sweatbox grip is applied from the front, stoop quickly and thrust your right hand between his legs. Oh yeah, don't chop him in the testicles, just scoop him up anyway. By lifting his hold, be broken, and you can throw him backward over your right shoulder. Let's see. Nope, they didn't show a picture of that, but I guess you backsplash him down in his head. There you go. Abdomen or stomach blow. The approaching aggressor who tries to render you unconscious by butting you violently in the stomach. Who tries to headbutt a person in the stomach? What is he, a goat? Can be thwarted by a blow to the back of his neck. Yeah, duh! If a guy's trying to headbutt you in the tummy, chop him on the back of the neck. Well, I'm glad that's... Should you be taken by surprise with no chance to raise your arms for the edge of the hand blow, grasp his neck from below. If you exhale, an instant before the impact, his blow will be lessened. Oh, I guess they're just showing like a very early version of the 10-finger choke, or 10-finger guillotine. By throwing yourself backward, oh no they're not. By throwing yourself backward to the ground while you are gripping him under the chin, you will force him to do a somersault beyond you. Oh, I see. While he's on his back, your arm will be in strangling him. There's no way he can avoid it in that position. Pretty sure he could just weasel over and be north-south on you there, but whatever. Whatever. Here he is grabbing you from behind. You bend forward, and then when he reaches the ground, you'll be on top. Seize his foot with both hands and apply the leg lever. What's this? Load and throw off. If you should be seized by the sleeve, use the same grip on the aggressor's sleeve on the outside of the upper arm. He grabs you, you grab him. Jesus, what the hell is going on here? If it is his right arm, duck suddenly under his right shoulder. With your left hand, pull him across the back of your neck. Oh, look at that. So you step forward and hoist him up, put your head under there. I guess it's kind of like a fireman's carry, but you're grabbing the far leg rather than the near leg. That's weird. Kataguruma, or the fireman's carry, normally you go, he's going over the leg rather than under. But anyway, then you hoist the guy up, and I guess as you straighten up, with him lying helpless across your shoulders, you can throw him in any direction you please. That's nice. Weird. Coat grasp with one hand. When an aggressor grasps your coat to pull you toward him, neatly thwart him by pressing his grasping hand tightly against you. Yeah, okay, great. Suppose it is his right hand. Advance your left leg toward him, and with both hands seize his right wrist and turn it outward until the back of his hand parallels the floor. So that's kind of like a wrist turn, you know. Then with both thumbs, press hard into the palm of his hand. It doesn't talk about kicking him in the tummy, but whatever. If this does not subdue him, simultaneously pull his hand toward you and push him away with your foot. Okay, as shown in the previous illustration. Then apply the shoulder turn grasp by twisting his arm outward, thus causing him to fall. Yeah, okay, I guess you turn the wrist and he falls down, but now you're sitting. Whatever. Pressure on the wrist. I gotta say, these photos are unusually clear considering they were taken like 60 years ago and published in this book that's, whatever. Pressure on the wrist. There is a surprise element in your defensive movement of pressing his grasping hand close against you that aids in its effectiveness. Yeah. I practiced this at the Alliance Club in Sao Paulo. Not this part, though. Just that, where you kind of Mount of Aka, cow hand. Cows don't have hands. I don't know why they call it a Mount of Aka, hand of the cow, but that's what it is. This part I'm not sure. Holding his wrist tightly, force his forearm upward toward his shoulder blade. Then press your shoulder or chest against his elbow. With your free right hand, the necktie grasp can be used. Then lock his right leg with your own. I don't know how he got from there to there, but whatever. Coat grasps with both hands. Yeah. Tomoe nage. It's like, hey, dude, this is a new coat. And then you strangle him. Oh, look. Double jump and kidney scissor, also known as pulling guard. Should you be seized by both shoulders, or if the aggressor should have a firm grip on your body with both hands, grasp his coat collars and rock him forward and backward. At the instant that he is midway, his feet nearly parallel, jump on his toes. Oh, I see. Jump on his toes. This will bring him out of balance and will aid you in the next step. Fall backward, pulling him with you. Then raising your legs, apply the kidney scissor. Ha-ha! Whatever. Seized from front with undergrip. So he grabs you, and you just chop his kidney. These guys are like really into the whole kidney thing. Like I'm no, doctor, but I'm pretty sure a poke in the eye or a kick in the nuts is worse than a chop in the kidney. Not that anyone's ever chopped me in the kidney, but I have been kicked in the nuts and poked in the eye, and I can tell you, it's not a good time. For those of you that haven't, Should someone in front of you grasp you under the arms, as often occurs in wrestling, throw one arm over his head and across his shoulders so that you can chop him over the kidney with the edge of your hand. Caution, this blow on the kidney with the edge of the hand can have a fatal effect. It should be applied only in the most extreme cases. I've never seen anyone die as a result of being karate chopped in the kidney. If that were possible, probably there'd be a lot more deaths in mixed martial arts. And just life in general. Oh, look, he's trying to poke you, and you put up the hand. Thou shalt not! And then you put the arm block on it. Fair enough. Okay. Ah! Not gonna... Whatever. Edge of hand blow and arm lever. If your antagonist should use the fatally effective blow on your neck artery with the edge of his hand, the direful effects... I've never seen the word direful before. The direful effects will be considerably lessened if you can get your palm of your hand on your neck before he strikes. So if he tries to karate chop you in the neck, you put your hand in the way so he doesn't, kill you. You can avoid the impact by acting quickly. Seize his wrist from below with your right hand. At the same time, pivot on your right foot. And then you arm lock him. That's great. And then at the end of that, you chop him in the kidney. Look at this one. While your pockets are being investigated from the front. What? Bend with lightning speed, seize the bottom of his trousers or grasp him around the knees, and pull his feet from the ground. Butt him wickedly in the stomach, and he will fall backward. This violent fall on his back or on the back of his head will discourage him from molesting you further. Jesus, who writes these things? Is this how people talked in like the 40s? Discourage him from molesting you further while your pockets are being investigated? Look at that! It's a headbutt in the nards. To be certain, however, you can hold fast to one foot and stand on the other while you apply the foot turn grasp. I don't think you headbutt a dude in the nuts and make him fall in the back of his head. He's not even going to be awake as you're like trying to steal his shoes or whatever it is you're doing here. Good Lord. Oh, Look at that. From behind. Oh, that's even worse. To thwart a malicious attacker, swing behind him, seize the bottom of his trousers, and pull his feet from the ground while you jam your head into his posterior. You better hope he hasn't had a lot of beans for lunch. And then you steal his shoes. Like, hey, are those Air Jordans? I'm gonna make off with those, friend. He usually falls on his forehead or face and is out of the fight. But if he should persist, step on the hollow of his knee and grasp his ankle and toes, press his foot backward. This will cause a double fracture. Jesus. As if headbutting him in the anus isn't enough. Oh, here we are back to the kidney stuff. Here we go, kidney blow. A direct blow by a boxer may be thwarted by sidestepping and bending a little in order to deliver a blow with the elbow in the vicinity of his kidney. Caution! The kidney blow may result fatally. In training, it is only to be indicated. Kidney blow. I get a sense these guys haven't... See, the benefit of YouTube is that we can see like real fights from like, you know... I guess maybe this is even before... Did TVs exist back then? I have no idea. But we all know that like this is just, you know, whatever. Whatever. Do I want to take an elbow in the kidney? No. Is it going to kill me? Probably not. But, you know, I'm no kidneyologist. What do I know? Boxing attack. Push against the kneecap. Before the boxer can get close enough to strike you, surprise him by suddenly thrusting your foot forcibly against his kneecap. Ha! You might want to have your hands up too, but whatever. I like the shoes they're wearing. I guess that's why there's all this stealing of shoes happening. Strangling grasp and leg lever. What in the... Before the aggressor can pull you toward him. That's a different thing. Before the aggressor can pull you toward him, stiffen your back and hold it taut. A stretched, stiffened body makes the shoulder throw impossible. Oh, I guess you're countering his shoulder throw. With your free arm, grasp his near leg near the back of the knee. I guess if the guy's trying a shoulder throw, also known as ippon seoi nage, this is what you do to him. Lift his leg and be like, shoulder throw me now! Then, holding him tight in your grip, one arm around his neck, your other around his leg, squeeze your arms together until he surrenders. Good Lord, you know the amount of strength you would have to submit a guy like that? Whatever. Club blow from above. This is another one, like, if you know what, if he swings a club and you block there, the club is going to bend and this stick is going to hit you right on the head. You know what I mean? And contrarily, if you actually do block the stick, it's going to break your arm. Here's an idea. Step out of the way. Be over here. You know? As the strength of the blow depends upon the strength of the aggressor's fist, parry the attack by delivering an edge of the hand blow against his wrist. Yeah, and then you take his wrist bends and the stick hits you right on top of the head, splitting both your haircut and your dome. See, look, here it is again. After this parry, immediately grasp his wrist from below with your hand placed in an illustration thumb up outward. Yeah, no, that is you taking a stick to the top of the head. And then you turn your back to him to arm lock him. Fascinating. Or you do this one. Put it over your shoulder. Shoulder throw by using arm lever. Again, you block it and the stick would hit you right in the head. Is that the same photo? That might even be the same photo. Whatever. And then you turn and you throw him. Now you're doing ippon seoi nage and you pray he doesn't do this one to you when you're doing, don't do that to me. Let me, you know. Then you step on his face. Take that, huh? I've been walking around in manure-filled fields all day, and now I'm going to clean my shoe with your teeth. That's what you say to him as you're doing it. And here's another one. He's trying to whack you, and you block it, and probably take a stick in the head. And then you just parry it to the side with godlike strength and speed. Ah, I dismiss you! You know? Strangulation. Club blow from the side. Oh, he's trying to hit you from the side. Okay. The thing is, when someone's swinging stuff at you, you people do not have the hand-eye coordination to just grab stuff. The same way you can't grab like a hummingbird that's buzzing about in the air. You cannot grab someone's hand that's just flying around. Humans can't do that, right? Superhumans maybe, but they don't actually exist. Whatever, and then, aha! You know, grab his wrist. I guess you step over him and over he goes. Again, if someone's swinging a weapon at you, get out of there, you know. Hail an Uber. I guess Uber didn't exist back then or whatever, but here's another one where you grab it from the side and then, good Lord, I guess you club him over the neck and step heavily through. Oh, here, look, he successfully hit you. Arm lever across the chest and tripping. When you are attacked from the rear, you duck involuntarily. This is fortunate, for it enables you to defend yourself against repeated blows. He just hit you on the head with a stick. Whatever. And then you turn and you, facing the aggressor, seize his right wrist with your left hand and hold it firmly. Step forward and place your right leg against his right leg, pulling his arm across your chest or stomach. And with your right hand, press hard against his chin. Yeah, okay, fine. Whatever. Knife. Knife stab from above. See, I'm pretty sure if you do this, he's going to pull his arm out of there and you're going to get cut in a lot of places. You know? If someone has a gun, fine. Try and grab the gun. You know, as long as it's not pointed at you, you're going to be okay. But like, with a knife, you can just pull it free of whatever grasp you want and you're going to get, you know, sliced. Here he is again, blocking the knife attack. Holding it like that. That's called getting cut and stabbed. You know? Again here, you know, he's bending over. This is all well and good, but, you know, have you been in any knife fights, sir? Look at this. He's grabbing the knife. The knife's coming at you and you're grabbing it like that. And then here you are. You bend him to the ground. If the guy's stabbing up at you like this, maybe you can do a cross arm block. Maybe. But then he's just going to retract it and he's going to cut your bottom wrist. And you're going to bleed to death. You know? All over this book. You know? And you turn him. There's another block. You know, turn him around. You know? Oh, here's some ground stuff. Back to this. You know? If you've seen that movie The Irishman, I think it was Al Pacino. If the guy's got a gun, rush him. If he's got a knife, run away. You know? And that was just, you know, pretty sure that was advice from Jimmy Hoffa in that movie. So, even though the guy went totally missing, still, good advice, I think. Good Lord, neck stab while on the floor. A guy's mounted on you and he's got a knife. You are a dead duck in that situation. You are dead. If a person's mounted on you and they have a knife, you are dead. They're going to stab you a lot. This is not going to happen. Revolver, gun. He's pointing a gun at you. You put your hands up, and then, ha-ha! My gun, sir! And then, after grasping his wrist and turning the gun aside, leap forward so that you can lock his right leg firmly with your right leg. Kind of an osotogari. He will drop the gun or have a broken arm. Yeah, fair enough. Strangling with chest pressure. This is how to strangle somebody. Strangling with arm lever, that's like a guillotine from behind. I used to train with a guy that did that. Jesus, that was terrifying. Strangling with scissors, strangulation grip. Oh yeah, where you turn and throw the guy. I have an old Japanese video that shows that. And then when he's on the ground, you strangle him. Chin throw from the rear. You sneak up behind the guy, you cup his chin, and then you leap guard on him. Falling back to the ground, pull him with you. Press the top of his head firmly against your chest and apply the stomach scissor or kidney scissor with your legs. They're way too into the kidneys thing here. Chin throw from the front. To thwart the aggressor, step on his foot or on both feet. Man, someone's driving very aggressively. To thwart the aggressor, step on his foot or both feet if they are together and give him a powerful blow under the chin. This will knock him down and he may have a broken neck. Well, I don't know how that is required, but oh yeah, I've seen this before. I used to practice that in Hapkido. You step behind his foot and then your shin goes into his knee and down he goes. You know? Same thing here. You know, something behind his foot, then whack him in the knee, and then steal his shoes! What's this? Shank jump. Holding the aggressor firmly by his coat collar, jump suddenly on his thighs and let yourself fall backward, pulling him with you. Should he clasp your legs, this will not prevent your falling, and there will be no time for him to counterattack. If you should miscalculate the jump and execute it badly, he may be able to prevent the fall you planned. In that case, pull him to either side, turn your body on the ground and apply the arm lever over one leg. You may be able to place the other leg across his neck. This is just sort of a jumping tomoe nage. I don't know if that's a great idea, especially if you're like on concrete or, you know, knee-deep water or whatever. Actually, in knee-deep water, that may be kind of fun if you're, whatever. Look at this. You're strangling him, but you're upside down, you know, or whatever, and then you come up on top of him, you know. By straddling him in a sitting position, the nose or throat grip can be applied effectively. So let me get this straight. So this is good for you, but in the other one, the guy's mounted on you, and he has a knife. Whatever. Larynx blow. All right? Seize the aggressor's wrist with your right hand and twist it until the thumb is up. At the same instant, place your right foot against... Anyway, chop him in the neck and kick him in the leg. Caution, the effect of this blow is nearly always fatal. So don't do it to your friends. Don't just casually walk up to people and chop them in the larynx. Come along, grip, yeah. I learned these in Hapkido years ago. With this one though, he would use this hand to whack you in the face. He's like, I don't want to come along. I have things to do. At least with this one, you're behind him. Here, he would use this hand to hit you in the face. Same thing with this one. Finger bending method, yep. And I got my fingers twisted years ago. My old instructor would like startle you, and when you put your hands up, he would grab a finger and just nearly tear it off. Jesus. Collar and trouser grip. This is one of the simplest grasps to apply. Approaching from behind, seize his coat collar with one hand and the seat of his trousers with the other, forcing him onto his toes. If he should attempt to resist, he would fall forward. Yeah, no kidding. Why would you... whatever. You kick him in the knee from behind and then pull him down. Steal his shoes once again. No. The best way to make a runner fall is to seize his foot. Well, yeah, duh. To hold someone trying to escape. I do this to my children when I want them to have a shower or a bath. They're trying to get away and I'm holding onto their foot, you know? And they're like, no! The best way to make a runner fall is to seize his foot or ankle as you overtake him. With one leg held in your tight grip, he loses his balance and falls forward, but this is not an easy method. Yeah, no kidding. Especially if they're 3 feet tall and faster than you. It requires a great deal of experience and care must be taken to avoid being kicked in the face. Yeah, no kidding. Uplifted leg, blah, blah, blah. To force someone to stand up against his will. Foot term, arm level transit grip. If he is lying on his stomach, turn him over by seizing one foot only and heel and toes and twisting it outward. Resistance will cause a fractured ankle. Then you grab his arm. With him now on his back, grasp one wrist and using his arm as a lever, force him over your knee until his trunk is upright. Pressing your shoulder against him, turn his arm backward, bend at the elbow until his hand is against his shoulder blade. The pain will be so excruciating he will resist no further. Or you just ask him nicely, please stand. You could just start peeing on him. If he's laying there, just start urinating on the person. They will, and that's the end. Well, that's the end. With my recommendation about how to make someone stand up, pee on them. So, Jiu Jitsu by Frederick P. Lowell. I don't know how much this book is worth, but since it was published in 1942, it's probably worth something. Gotta go.